join me as I take on the challenge of transforming these old maps into my personal handmade travel journal. Let's see if I can pull this one off. In this video, you're going to learn how to make a travel journal using old maps, coffee dyed paper and all sorts of things. Just perfect for documenting your adventures. Many people struggle to find the right way to preserve their travel memories. Travelling is such a unique experience, and having a special way to document it can make all the difference. I know I'm guilty for this, but we collect the ticket stubs, the brochures and the postcards, and then we struggle to find a way to organise them in a way that's, functional but fun. You can always buy a travel journal. These ones I found in the charity shops, and they're very good. Got lots of things in, but it's hard to find one that's special, and it might not be exactly what you're looking for. That's why making your own is such a great idea. I may even use some pages out of these. In mine, I've got stickers. Like stickers. Customise it with the stickers and my own photos. Plus, the process of making a junk journal is just so much fun, and probably just as much fun as actually using it. We're going to walk through the materials you're going to need. So old maps, paper, basic crafting tools. Don't worry if you don't have all the tools. This project is all about experimenting and having fun. So I've cut my maps to size for my book. And as you can see, this is quite a vintage one. This is made from cloth. So I've got a couple of those. I've got some just brown paper. I've got a coffee dyed book page, more paper. I've got some more map book. This was from the other one, the Yorkshire Dales. And I've also got some out of the shop bought ones, which I'm going to put together to make a page. So you can use whatever you like. I like to use masking tape. It stays stuck. And it's pretty good. Never comes off. You'll have to rip it off. I don't usually do that. I don't know why I did that. But you can add pages together using anything. If you haven't got masking tape, you can use fabric, even paper. So just use your shop bought ones, but use the ones you want, like countries I've been to, iconic landmarks I photographed. These are things that I would actually want to put in my journal. So I've sort of picked out the pages that I want to put in, rather than being told by whoever made the book, this is what you want in it. You make it your journal. So once you've got all your pages ready, then you need to just think about your cover. As I said, I'm going to be using this envelope, and I have chosen some bits. So this is going to be my inside, this lovely watery blue, and this, which I absolutely love. This is just like my favourite colours ever. I've got this roll, which I'm going to use as a massive, great big pocket on the inside. And you may be wondering what these are for. Well, that's because we're going to use them, she says, in the journal to give it a bit of stability. So we're going to tuck the pages in, and that's going to make it just give it a bit of crunchy. Okay, I just thought I'd better tell you how I was doing this, because just in case you want to just quickly do one of these as well, the inside I'm going to wrap around because it's thin. Oh, and this is the reason I'm not doing it on camera, is because my glue is almost run out. It's driving me bonkers. So all you do is you do this sort of, you know, this, if your glue works. And I don't want to go right up to the edge. And I'll be covering this with this one. Okay. So, honestly, it's all or nothing with this Fabri-Tac, isn't it? All or nothing. There we go. There's the all. There's the nothing. Over we go. And that will just cover the edges of your envelope. It's not a big deal. The other thing I'll do while I've got the glue out is glue this down on top. I'm going to just put the lid on this a minute because it's now oozing. If you're doing what I've done and you're making your journal a bit more sturdy with this envelope, fold your flap over the top of the papers, and that will just keep them in place and will help your journal, you know, whatever you put in this big pocket to sort of not stick on paper, if you see what I mean. It's like smooth now. Right, so we're just going to fiddle around with this little bit here, and I'm just going to fold it all the way like this. It'll just give it some extra strength. And I'm going to glue this because obviously I can't sew it, or I'll be sewing the whole journal together. And we don't want that. We don't want to lose our pocket. So it's a bit tricky. It's not easy to show. But if you want me to do you a detailed how I did it, then I'll do a video just on making an envelope journal. But this isn't about making an envelope journal, because there's so many different ways you can make these. So that would be my inside. Okay, so all we got to do now is add this to the inside, and I'm going to put it on like this, and when I stitch, I'll just stitch it along like that. But I want to do it all in one go. So this is going to go on as well. And we're just going to pop some glue to hold it while I'm stitching. Okay, so my cover is done. I'm loving it. I always do, don't I? I'm sorry. I just love making journals. This is my big pocket. And I've glued the sides because obviously I couldn't stitch. And I've tucked these over the edges. And it's feeling yummy already. I haven't even put anything in it yet. As you assemble your pages, you've got to start to think about how you were going to use it. Do you want to include lots of photos, or do you want to focus on writing? So you can add prompts or quotes to get you started, or just leave the pages blank to work as you go. So we've got some prompts already with the pages from the other journals. So that's the beauty of a handmade journal. You can customise it to whatever you want. Now I'm just going to make this so that it's not going to come bursting out. I think maybe one more. Do I want another map? I think I want another plain page. I've got a lot of map pages. Let's put this in there. Right, I think that will do. How many pages have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, plenty. So those will be ready for another one. I'm never worried. I always get them out and then I changed my mind. I changed my mind about the order I'm putting them in, all sorts. What we're going to do is, we're not measuring. We're just going to look at where we think the middle is and go through. And let's see if we can get it in the middle. That would be quite handy. And then we're going to go through the spine of the journal like that. Remember, this is going through all those sheets of paper, those 10 sheets of paper, plus the 3 and the envelope and the fabric. So it's got quite a job to do. So come up about an inch, push it through again, all the way. And it doesn't matter if it's not straight. Really, it does not matter. You can do it however you want. I come down about the same. I just sort of look and see if it's sort of level. You know, I'm not... It's a junk journal. There we go. I think there's still some glue on the fabric. Hold them together. Put that through. There's probably way better 3-hole pamphlet stitch videos out there, but I just wanted to do this very quickly. And back through the centre. Always the trickiest bit. Sometimes I'll come up halfway like this, because the one thing with this what's it called, wax thread, if you get it stuck on the other one, you can't pull it tight. So it's just take your time. This is the only bit that's a bit dodgy. There we go. And yeah, it's pulling, so we're okay. Oh no, you see, now it's threaded. See there where it's caught there? I don't know if you can see. I'll try and zoom in. They've caught on each other, and luckily it's here, so I can pull it out. And take my clips off. Right, the next thing you've got to remember on a 3-hole pamphlet stitch is to make sure that your strings are both sides of the centre, and tie yourself a double knot with a knot going the other way. Do you know what I mean? And that is it. Your journal is basically ready. It is now up to you to customise it so it's perfect for you. So you can make it as simple or as elaborate as you like, embellish it with your own touches, make it unique to you. You know, when you're using it, if you haven't got time, you can just write a little note. But some days you might be inspired and you might do a whole double-page spread. So I'm just going to finish mine off. If you want to bear with me, I've got this, which I'm going to put on the front. I stitched this all by myself. And I do like to stitch as well as make journals. So you may have seen me on my other channel. I have a stitching channel. If you want to go check it out, the link is in the description box. I'm going to glue this ready-made topper. You can add what you like on the front of yours. Absolutely your choice. Let's just get rid of the blobs. I'm just going to add this because it's ready-made and I'm not using it for anything else, so I've decided I'm going to start using my stitched pieces on my journals. They're just sitting in a basket and I thought I might as well use them. There we go. And just do some big blobs in the middle because this is getting very, very hard to squeeze. My poor old fingers. Right, make sure it's the right way up. Hold. And pop it on. And that is my journal ready to go. So a great way to process your experiences or just focus on the places you've been. Don't forget to add in decorations like washi tape, stickers, napkins from places you've been, fabric, ribbon, flowers. You can add everything. Just makes it more you. The key is to have fun and be creative, okay? And it should be imperfect and unique. And when you finish your trip, you're going to have some wonderful memories and a cherished keepsake. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, please comment below with your thoughts and check out my other videos for more creative inspiration. I'll see you soon. Bye.